Something tells me today's gonna be interesting.
Perfect timing. You're here for the lobby cleaning shift, right?
Something tells me today's gonna be interesting. Perfect timing. You're here for the lobby cleaning shift, right? Right in the heart of Seoul's Tehran RO, the KH Group headquarters gleamed in the morning sun, all steel and glass, polished to a shine. 8:47 a.m. The lobby was buzzing with employees clocking in for the day. And then, moving through the crowd, came a woman. Long, flowing waves of hair cascaded down to her waist with every step. Beige trench coat. A leather tote that looked vintage, the kind you'd pay a lot for to look like you didn't. That was Aina. She stopped in the middle of the lobby and looked up at the ceiling. Then let out a slow, quiet breath. Same place. Same day. No nerves. No excitement. Just another morning somewhere she'd been 100 times before. That's when it happened. Quick footsteps came clicking down the hallway. A guy with a stack of folders tucked under his arm, tie half undone like he'd given up halfway through. Park Jun-hyuk. 3 whole days into his new team leader title. He spotted Aina, looked her up and down, made a call. 3 seconds flat. Aina slowly turned her head. A smile tugged at the corner of her mouth. Oh, wow. That was all. Park Jun-hyuk was already walking toward the supply closet. He pulled out a mop and dropped it right at Aina's feet. Thud. Mop's right there. Start with this section, please. The lobby went quiet for a beat. A few employees slowed their pace. Someone's lips curled into a smirk. Park Jun-hyuk liked the energy. He kicked it up a notch. Quickly, please. We've got VIPs coming and this needs to be done. That's when one employee completely lost it, a laugh they couldn't hold back. Someone slipped their phone out of their pocket. Quietly, casually, like it was nothing. Aina looked down at the mop. And picked it up. She pushed the mop across the floor. Once. Just once. Slow. Deliberate. Like she'd done it 1,000 times and wasn't in any kind of hurry. Then she leaned the mop back against the supply closet and looked straight at Park Jun-hyuk. Spotless. She was smiling. The kind of smile that reached her eyes. Park Jun-hyuk had no idea what that smile meant. Neither did anyone else in that lobby. Aina turned and walked toward the elevator. Those long, wavy curls swayed behind her. The finger that pressed the elevator button wore a delicate gold band. Nobody noticed it that day. Handled it. He tucked his folders back under his arm and disappeared down the hallway, looking pretty pleased with himself. Completely unaware that someone was still filming him. Inside the elevator, the doors closed. Aina stared at her own reflection in the polished steel walls. The smile was gone. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. One name on the screen. Jun. She took it out, looked at it, put it back. Not yet. The elevator rose. The lobby disappeared below her. At that exact moment, somewhere in the building, a video was uploading. The title read, "Did a KH Group employee really just do this to a woman? This can't be real." 0 views. For now. 11 years ago. Seoul. A rainy autumn night, the kind that soaks through your jacket before you even realize it's raining. At the top of a staircase leading down into a basement club in Hongdae. A 22-year-old girl stood with a look on her face like she was daring herself to go in. International student from Lagos, Nigeria. 2 years into learning Korean. Always running low on her scholarship money. It was Aina's first time standing outside that club. She had an invite her friend had shoved into her hand. Bass was thumping up through the stairs hard enough to feel in your feet. Just walk in. That's it. So she did. Inside it was dark and cramped. Packed wall to wall with people. Aina had just grabbed a drink and was hunting for a corner to stand in when the volume near the entrance jumped. 3 guys had a foreign girl surrounded. Grabbing her shoulder. She was stumbling. Everyone nearby found somewhere else to look. Like this happened all the time. Aina set her drink on the nearest table and walked straight toward them. Hey, the guys turned around. Aina was standing there, arms crossed. Get your hands off her. In Korean, clear and unhurried, not a trace of fear in her voice. The guys laughed. One of them took a step closer. Aina didn't move, didn't blink, just held his gaze. That's when someone came out from deeper in the club. Tall, black shirt, walked up and stood next to the guys without a word. The guys' expressions changed. Immediately, they turned around and left without saying a thing. The man looked at Aina. You okay? Did they hurt you? Aina gave him a once-over. I'm fine, and I appreciate it, but I had it handled. He paused, then smiled, just barely. That was Kong Jun. After that night, they kept running into each other. It felt like coincidence. For Aina's part, anyway. She figured it out pretty quickly. She just didn't say anything. This guy is kind of ridiculous. 7 years went by. 5 of dating, then marriage. The wedding was small, close family and a few friends. No photographer. That was Aina's call. I don't want to be known as Kong Jun's wife. I want to be known as Aina. Jun sat with that for a moment. Then said, okay, one word. But there was a lot packed into it. Aina found out who Kong Jun really was before they got married. KH Group, one of the top 5 conglomerates in the country. And he was the man behind it all. Oh, and he also ran a certain underground operation in Seoul that no one talked about out loud. Aina didn't take his calls for 3 days after she found out. On day 4, she called him. I'm not getting pulled into your world. I'm going to live my life, do my own work, keep my own name. If that's a problem for you, we end it here. Jun's answer was short. Do it. So Aina finished law school, passed the bar, landed the KH Group legal counsel position on her own merit. Nobody knew she was Kong Jun's wife. That was exactly how they both wanted it. And it worked out just fine right up until the morning she mopped the lobby floor and smiled about it. 2 hours after it posted, the video had crossed 110,000 views. The title had already been changed. From Did a KH Group employee really just do this to a woman? To the look on this woman's face at the end is sending me. The comments were going off. Why does her smile actually scare me? She 100% knew something they didn't. She mopped one time and walked away. That is not a regular person. Park Jun-hyuk found out at lunch, when a coworker pushed a phone in his face. He was in the video. Wait, what? How is this online? Same time, somewhere in downtown Seoul. Kong Jun was standing at a window, watching the video on his phone. It ended. He hit replay. Aina pushing the mop. Aina smiling. Spotless. The muscle in his jaw slowly tightened. His assistant cleared their throat carefully. Sir, your afternoon schedule. Get the car. That was it. The assistant didn't ask anything else. Kong Jun grabbed his jacket. Checked the phone one more time. One missed call to Aina. She's not picking up. He put the phone in his pocket and walked out. A black car pulled up to the KH Group building at 2:13 p.m. Kong Jun got out. Alone. The lobby receptionist recognized him first. Then the front desk. Then a director, a manager, a team lead, one after another, down the line. The lobby got very quiet, very fast. Kong Jun crossed the floor without looking at anyone. That's when Park Jun-hyuk came around the corner from the hallway, carrying papers, completely clueless. The coworker next to him grabbed his arm. Park Jun-hyuk looked up. Locked eyes with Kong Jun. The papers hit the floor. Kong Jun didn't stop in front of Park Jun-hyuk. He just kept walking toward the elevator. But Aina was standing there, just back from an afternoon meeting, heading down. Kong Jun moved in beside her. close enough that their shoulders almost touched. Every eye in the lobby locked onto the two of them. Kong Jun turned his head. Slowly, found Park Jun Hyuk across the room. The hand that made my wife mop a floor, hope it's still attached. Go check. The lobby froze. Every last drop of color drained from Park Jun Hyuk's face. Aina quietly caught Kong Jun's sleeve. Didn't say a word. The elevator doors opened. They stepped in. The doors closed. The people left in the lobby stood there in dead silence. His wife? That's when someone remembered. The thin gold band on that woman's finger. This morning. Okay, if that scene didn't just make your whole day, I don't know what to tell you. The woman who mopped the floor this morning. Turns out she's the CEO's wife. Park Jun Hyuk has got to be absolutely losing it right now. But here's the thing, Kong Jun isn't the scary part. When he dropped that line and stepped into that elevator, Aina caught his sleeve. Remember that? That hand was saying something. It was saying, not yet. My turn's coming. Buckle up, because the real show hasn't even started. Inside the elevator, the second the doors closed, Kong Jun looked at her. Aina was staring straight ahead. Why didn't you pick up? Because if I did, you would have shown up. I showed up anyway. Exactly. That's the problem. Kong Jun went quiet. Aina turned to look at him. If you handle this, then I lose. Because the story everyone walks away with is that Kong Jun came and fixed it. That's not my story. That's yours. He looked at her for a moment. So what are you going to do? I'll handle it. The elevator stopped. Doors opened. Aina walked out first. Kong Jun followed, half a step behind. This woman, I swear. He let out a quiet laugh alone in the hallway. Aina went straight to our. The moment she walked in, 3 employees all snapped their heads up. The same people who'd had their phones out in the lobby this morning. She pulled out an empty chair and sat directly across from the HR manager. I need Park Jun Hyuk's personnel file. Excuse me? Aina, KH Group Legal Counsel. The file, please. The HR manager's face tightened. She opened a drawer, then closed it, then opened it again. We've never had counsel come down in person before. First time for everything. The file landed on the desk. Aina opened it, turned the pages one at a time. Slowly, the HR team was barely breathing. Her hand stopped on one page. There it is. Park Jun Hyuk's employment application. The work history section, filled in nice and neat. She opened her laptop and ran a few searches. Nodded once. The HR manager leaned in carefully. Is there something wrong? 2 of the listed positions are fabricated. The room went completely still. You could hear the hum of the mini fridge in the corner. You're familiar with what your company policy says about falsified employment documents, right? How did she find that in like 5 minutes? Aina closed the file, stood up. Meanwhile, Park Jun Hyuk was sitting at his desk. Monitor on. Nothing registering. Kong Jun's words from the lobby were still playing on a loop. His wife. He said his wife. That woman is the CEO's wife. He pulled out his phone and looked up the video again. There was Aina, smiling. Saying spotless. He flipped the phone face down on the desk. If I apologize, it should be fine. I genuinely didn't know. That's when someone from HR appeared at his desk. Looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. Hey, Jun Hyuk, can you come downstairs for a second? A cold feeling crept up his spine. Conference room. HR floor. Park Jun Hyuk walked in. Aina was already sitting across the table. Laptop open in front of her. Screen angled away from him. He sat down and launched right into it. Look, I genuinely had no idea this morning, and I am truly, deeply sore. Save it. She turned the laptop around. His employment application was on the screen. 2 sections highlighted in red. Start packing your things. I own this building. His mouth fell open. Nothing came out. Aina shut the laptop. Stood up. She paused at the door and turned back. Oh, and when you pack, put the mop back where you found it. The door clicked shut. Park Jun-hyuk sat alone in that conference room. Outside the window, Tehran RO traffic rolled on like nothing had happened at all. Next morning, the KH Group lobby was exactly as loud and busy as always. Heels on marble, coffee smell, phones ringing at the front desk. Except for one thing, every single person who walked past the elevator slowed down and looked over. That spot, where Kong Jun had stood. Where Aina had stood. The story was already everywhere. Apparently the CEO's wife is literally the company's legal counsel. She walked into HR herself and pulled his file. His work history was fake, like actually fake. Park Jun-hyuk's desk was empty. A coffee mug, a calendar, a stack of papers nobody had touched yet. Up on the 23rd floor, Aina was at her desk in the legal team office. Window seat, a view straight down Tehran RO. Working through a stack of documents. Coffee gone cold beside her. Someone knocked. Park Jun-hyuk. First time she'd seen him since that conference room. No tie. Shirt wrinkled like he'd slept in it. Hey counsel. Just can I have a minute? Aina didn't look up from her papers. Sit down. He sat, hands on his knees, like he was still working out what to say. Then, I genuinely didn't know. That's all. I really, truly didn't know. Aina set down her pen. Looked at him. A beat of silence. I know. He blinked. Sorry, what? I know you didn't know. That's exactly the problem. She slid a document across the desk. We could pursue the falsified employment records legally. That route ends your career in this industry. Permanently. He looked at the paper. Or there's one other option. You resign voluntarily. The records issue gets handled internally. No outside trail. But there's a condition. A condition. This afternoon. Company-wide email. You write it yourself. What happened in that lobby yesterday, and why it was wrong. A real apology. I'll review it before it goes out. His face fell. To the whole company? The whole company watched it happen. Park Jun-hyuk stared at the table for a long moment. Then slowly nodded. 3 p.m. Every inbox at KH Group got a notification. From Park Jun-hyuk. Subject: I owe everyone an apology. The sound of people clicking to open emails rolled across the office floor like a wave. On the 23rd floor, Aina opened it. Read it. Closed it. The door opened. Kong Jun. 2 coffees in hand. The paper cup kind. All done? Yep. He set 1 coffee in front of her and leaned against the window. Would have been faster if I handled it. If you handled it, I wouldn't exist. He took a sip. Fair point. Aina smiled. The same smile from the lobby yesterday. Down below, afternoon traffic on Tehran RO kept moving fast and indifferent. Somewhere out there, Park Jun-hyuk was packing a box. Up here, the coffee was getting cold. Aina never raised her voice. Never cried. Never once used Kong Jun's name as a shield. She handled it herself, in her own space, on her own terms, as herself. And honestly, that might be the most satisfying part of this whole story. So what is this story really trying to say? The moment you decide you've got someone figured out just by looking at them, that snap judgment has a way of coming back around, doesn't it? Park Jun-hyuk wasn't necessarily a terrible person. He just only saw what was in front of him. But the world is full of people who are so much more than what's on the surface. And the ones who carry real power? They tend to use it in the quietest ways possible. Aina pushed that mop once, smiled, said spotless, and walked away, and that single moment said everything. Don't be so quick to judge a book by its cover. And when it's time to fight for yourself, Fight as yourself with your own name, your own hands, your own way. This story is a work of fiction.